good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us. It's going to be absolutely fascinating going forward. It already is fascinating. We've looked in the past, Maria, at all the exit polls, and the question is whether those exit polls are going to reflect what's going to take place. But three broad trends before I hand over to you for a bit. Madhya Pradesh, what we are looking at now in terms of leads, these are postal ballots, very early. That caveat having been said, it's going to be close. Rajasthan, it appears to be favouring the BJP. Chhattisgarh, the Congress party appears to be ahead. In Telangana, the Congress party appears to be ahead. So in that sense, the postal ballots reflecting what a large number of exit polls had said.
Yes. So 1 hour and counting. Of course, it's postal ballot right now. But if you look at the broad trend, Telangana, the Congress is heading for a landslide. Clearly, 60 so far, BRS 25, BJP 9. Lot of concern for the BJP coming from the state of Telangana. The ruling BRS, could it really lose the state? The role that they played in creation of the state, youngest state of India, as we keep saying. Congress at 59, a huge jump for the Congress. A lead of 43, BRS 26 down by 44. But yes, Telangana, as we have been discussing, if the Congress were to win the state, it would mean that it would have the second state in southern India after Karnataka. Now, let's look at the big picture coming from Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Kamal Nath has already reached the Bhopal office of the Congress party. He sounded pretty optimistic, saying, Janadesh logon ka hota hai, not of politicians. So, 18 years of Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, what does it mean for the state? Kamal Nath himself is leading from Chhindwara, a constituency that he has represented, Vishnu, 9 terms in the Lok Sabha. And right now it is his son who is representing that constituency. Not much of a surprise that Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the incumbent chief minister, is leading from Budni. Again, a constituency that he has represented almost 7 to 8 terms, besides being an MP for a good 5 terms.
By and large, Maria, all the big BJP leaders, in fact, all the heavyweights in Madhya Pradesh are leading in their seats. The only surprise so far, and it was a surprise till even 2 or 3 minutes back, was Bhupesh Baghel in the state of Chhattisgarh, where he was actually not leading. He was not in the lead at that stage. But I wanted to go across to Zulfikar Ali at the Raipur Counting Centre, where he's reporting from. Give us an idea of what's happening over there. And Zulfi, have you been able to ask when will we move from postal ballots to rail ballots from a large number of people? How much more time?
I think it will take around 1, 2 and 1.5 hours, and it will be pictures will be clear. Now, first round has been completed, and in most of the seats in Raipur district, 7 seats are there in Raipur, 6 seats. So Raipur South, North, and Raipur West, and Raipur Rural. In only Raipur Rural, Congress party is leading, and 3 Raipur South, Raipur West, and these 3 seats are heading by BJP. So we have to wait for more than 1.5 hours, then the picture will be clear, because the first round counting is being done, and second round counting in most of the counting center is being started. So that's why we can say we have to wait for some time. Now the picture is in a doubt, but in all most of the counting centers, the news is coming. So we can say that Congress is most of the leading in a place, and BJP is in a back. So now we have to wait for some time. Then we can say who is heading in Chhattisgarh. Yes.
That was Zulfikar Ali giving a quick update of what's happening in Raipur Counting Centre. But if we were to look at the numbers coming from Chhattisgarh at the moment, let's be clear, it's just 1 hour into counting, Vishnu. So not really the complete picture.
No, just very little. Less than zero. So, Dr. Shastri was telling me less than 0.5% of the total number of ballots are the postal ballots which are being looked at right now.
In most of these constituencies, there would be around 13 to 14 rounds of counting.
Yeah, 13 to 14 rounds of counting. But, trends end up being results because of electronic voting machines.
Yes.
I think, would that, Amitabh, be, a factor, something to look at?
Postal ballots, you're saying?
No, two questions. Firstly, postal ballots are just a tiny proportion. What proportion are they? And number two, when do trends get translated into results? Because these are electronic voting machines. Errors are minimal, right?
Yeah. So see, in Rajasthan, 4.66 lakh votes this time are postal ballot votes. But in a close contest in Rajasthan, last time, the difference between Congress and BJP was only 1.78 lakhs. So it can play an important role.
Anurag ji, particularly if in the postal ballots, when OPS was a factor, then if the BJP and the Congress are at the same level, if you look at it, that's what the indication is, then which way is the wind blowing?
No, which way is the wind blowing is very difficult to say.
I saw all your tweets, Amitabh. You're saying that 2% here or there in all the states is going, including Chhattisgarh.
And in MP, 47,000 was the lead of BJP. The postal ballots were 3 lakh. On 10 seats, postal ballots decided which party is
So you haven't
seats.
believed any exit poll. Essentially, you're saying it's going to be close across all 4 states.
All the three,
tomorrow, Mizoram
all the
as well.
three in football analogy will go for extra time, and some may even go for a penalty shootout.
Please note he has moved away from cricket analogy. He's right. He's now moved to football analogy. There's no point in cricket analogy. It hasn't worked for us.
And Vishnu, last time around in 2018, both Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, the counting went on till it was a cliffhanger. So it went on till almost like 11 p.m., 10:30, 11 p.m. The final.
Madhya Pradesh, next day 5:30 a.m. when I was taking a flight to Bhopal.
Yes, I remember. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Your initial thoughts when you look at the screen, the NDTV screen, which is talking about all the states, which is the surprise band according to you?
None, actually. I think that we've been expecting that both Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh will be very close. And the postal ballots seem to be reflecting that, although postal ballots should not really be. I mean, I know that in the past, we have gone very wrong when we have made past judgment based on postal ballots. So I think we should refrain from passing judgment. But I do expect both Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan to be very, very close. Telangana, I think we're going to see a Congress sweep. And that, to my mind, is the most exciting election because, out of nowhere, you're seeing a revival of the Congress.
Sure.
I mean, the Congress was virtually dead in Telangana, and suddenly you find that it's reviving. So that to me is a big
just
surprise.
wanted to quickly go across to Anurag Dwari, who joins us now with a very special guest. Anurag, go ahead.
Yes, Vishnu, we are inside the war room of the BJP, and if my camera person can show you with the captain of the BJP, that is V.D. Sharma, state BJP president, and as well as all the key players of MP BJP here. They are watching the news channels, they are getting the updates, and we will soon join by the president of state BJP, V.D. Sharma, because we all can understand all the media is here only and they want to talk to the state BJP chief. So he will join us in just a few moments. And you can see the war room of the BJP. As I said, they are closely monitoring the TV screens as well as the reports coming in from the different districts. So we'll try and talk to V.D. Sharma, who is just talking to other media persons. And he is also getting updates from all other districts because as of now, the BJP is leading. And if this trend will continue, why this can bring cheers to the BJP headquarters, because this is the trend from the postal ballots. And if the government servants and if the seniors, we have with us V.D. Sharma ji. सर बहुत-बहुत मुबारकबाद और बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है।
धन्यवाद, आपका भी मध्य प्रदेश में बहुत स्वागत है।
तो वीडी भाई, जो अभी ट्रेंड चल रहे हैं, आपको लगता है कि ये कंटिन्यू करेगा?
कंटिन्यू करेगा और हम और ऐतिहासिक बहुमत के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जनता का आशीर्वाद मिला है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर विकास और गरीब कल्याण, केंद्र राज्य सरकार की योजनाएं, डबल इंजन की सरकार ने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री के नेतृत्व में जो काम हुआ और हर गरीब के जीवन को बदलने का अभियान, सबका साथ सबका विकास सबके विश्वास के मंत्र को मध्य प्रदेश ने प्रभावी तौर पर जो भूमिका निभाई माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में, आपने देखा होगा कि 64 लाख प्रधानमंत्री आवास, 3 करोड़ 62 लाख आयुष्मान कार्ड, जो 5 लाख रुपए के प्रधानमंत्री जी को घर गरीब को इलाज कराने का अधिकार दिया मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर, तो लाडली बहना योजना जो 1 करोड़ 31 लाख बहनें,
तो आप भी मानते हैं कि लाडली बहना ही गेम
एक नहीं, केंद्र राज्य सरकार की योजनाओं का इंपैक्ट, गरीबों के जीवन को बदलने का अभियान। अगर 1 करोड़ 36 लाख लोग गरीबी रेखा से ऊपर मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर आते हैं, तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की योजना के साथ और हमारी मध्य प्रदेश की सरकार ने जो काम किया उसके साथ,
पर बहुत सारे
इसलिए सभी योजनाओं का इंपैक्ट है।
पर बहुत सारे एग्जिट पोल अलग अलग रुझान दिखा रहे थे, कुछ कह रहे थे कांग्रेस सत्ता में आएगी, कुछ बीजेपी को सत्ता में बता रहे हैं
कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ऐतिहासिक बहुमत के साथ आगे बढ़ रही है।
तो आप भी मान रहे हैं कि अगर पोस्टल बैलेट में आप आगे हैं तो फिर आगे ईवीएम?
अरे 100% आगे बढ़ेंगे और ऐतिहासिक बहुमत से सरकार बनाएंगे।
पर आपको भी लगता है कि जो गोंडवाना गणतंत्र बसपा वगैरह ने भी सेंध लगाई होगी कांग्रेस में, या आपको लगता है सिर्फ आपकी योजनाओं का?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी में तो हम देख रहे थे कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की रैलियां जब चल रही थी तो जनता का जो जनसैलाब था और जनता का आशीर्वाद जिस प्रकार से दिखाई देता था, माननीय अमित शाह जी मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर एक रणनीतिक हिस्से के साथ दौरे कर रहे थे, तो उन्होंने कहा था कि मुझे विश्वास है कि संगठन की ताकत के बल पर हम इस बार मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर ऐतिहासिक बहुमत की सरकार बनाएंगे और उस दिशा में हम आगे
अब आपका अनुमान बता दीजिए।
अभी तक की सर्वाधिक सीटें जीतेंगे। अमित शाह जी ने जो मैं कहा था कि 150 से ऊपर हम जाएंगे, मुझे लगता है कि हम उस लक्ष्य से भी ऊपर जाएंगे।
Okay, so the BJP state president is quite confident that they will get more than 160 seats here in Madhya Pradesh. Vishnu?
VD Sharma, in that organization reshuffle which happened in Madhya Pradesh and overall in the BJP, was sent to the state not very long back. Anurag, really appreciate your time for getting us those visuals from inside the BJP war room in Bhopal. BJP in initial numbers has reasons to cheer. Before Vishnu takes the big graphics on the wall, Shankar Iyer is joining us live. We also have Harish Khurana in the studio, is Geeta Bhatt as well. But before I get the guests, Vishnu, over to you.
All right, thanks, Maria. Thanks very much. Let's just take a look on our big screen on some of the key developments over here. Once again, Ryder, that what you are going to see just represents a fraction of the counting of the ballots, as it were. But it is all fairly interesting stuff. And then we're going to sort of project this onto the stage. Where are some of these leads actually coming across from? So let's start with Madhya Pradesh. And you saw the state president of the BJP over there being extremely confident based on what the BJP is actually doing. But if you look at some of the regions, this is the Bundelkhand region that we're looking at. The BJP up 5 to 20, the Congress down 3. So in this region, in postal ballots which are coming in, it appears that the BJP is doing quite well. Let's take a look at the Chambal region next in Madhya Pradesh. That's to the north of Madhya Pradesh. The BJP again doing well, and it's coming at the expense of the Congress. Perhaps we haven't got the others with us, but it is essentially these two parties. The Congress down 6 at this stage. Mahakoshal, if we take a look at the Mahakoshal region to the southeast of Madhya Pradesh, again it's the BJP which is doing well. The Congress would be worried by this. They may actually say that, look, these are postal ballots and they don't really have any bearing, and that argument may well prove to be correct. But as far as the BJP is concerned, this is going to actually translate into something substantial, because they say, why are you discounting postal ballots? They do reflect a mood or a sense of what is happening in the state. So we've got leads now in 66 of 88 seats in Madhya Pradesh. Let's take a look at the Malwa region. This is the huge region in the west of Madhya Pradesh. It is going to, in terms of the number of seats, the largest number of seats, it is going to have a definitive say as far as these elections are concerned. The BJP and the Congress. Now, this is interesting. Again, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. The Congress ahead of where it was last time. The BJP down 1. So even Stevens over here, common belief would have been that it is in this region where the Congress would need to do extremely well to overcome the BJP, or either party for that matter would need to do well. It's equal over there, not so elsewhere. The western Madhya Pradesh, the only region, the Malwa region, where it's equal. Everywhere else, as we see in these numbers, by and large, the BJP ahead, not so much here. I should correct myself. In this particular area, Vindhya Pradesh, the Congress ahead of the BJP. All right, we're going to turn our attention now to Rajasthan, 56 of 64, Eastern Rajasthan. Many believe that Eastern Rajasthan and what finally happens here will have a decisive outcome as far as the elections in Rajasthan are concerned. It is relatively close, but the BJP has gained substantially in this area, up 90 in postal ballots at this stage. Let's just go through some of the other areas over here. Leads are now in for 41 of 48 seats at this particular juncture in the Marwar region, where the BJP is up 8, the Congress down 6. The gap over here is substantial between the two. and the others down too. Others are important. An hour back, we were bringing you news about how both the Congress and the BJP were reaching out to potential rebels or rebels. We also told you in the context of Telangana, our colleague Uma Sudhir saying that the BRS has actually booked out a 5-star hotel. So we'll come to that in a while. A look now at the north of Rajasthan, 39 seats here, 35 of 39 is where the leads are coming in from. No change for the Congress party over here. The BJP up 2. So let's just turn our attention after this. Let's just go straight across now to NDTV's Harsha Kumari Singh, who joins us now. Harsha, as far as postal ballots, Harsha, are concerned, it really depends on who you ask. So for the BJP, which is doing well in many of the areas in Madhya Pradesh and in Rajasthan, they'll say, no, postal ballots are it. It reflects the mood. The Congress would argue that, no, that's not the case. Very early days. Where you're standing right now, what are you sensing?
Well, I am at CP Joshi's residence, Vishnu, and you're talking about postal ballots. Remember, OPS was supposed to be a game changer for the Congress. So if you're talking about postal ballots and government employees, then definitely, if there is the OPS, if it's helped them, that should actually reflect in the postal ballots. But I'm here at CP Joshi's residence. They've already given us laddus to eat, and they've also given us, there's breakfast on offer for everybody, all the media crews who are here. And CP Joshi had met us a little while ago. Just quickly, आज सुबह गोविंद देव जी से लड्डू आए हैं.
गोविंद देव जी को लड्डू चढ़ाए गए थे और सभी हमारे जो कार्यालय के साथी थे उनका मन था तो मोती डूंगरी गणेश जी और भगवान के जो सबसे पहले भोग धराया और उसी को सबको प्रसाद के रूप में दिया जा रहा है.
So I've been given a big fat laddu this morning, Vishnu. I hope it keeps me going through the day. But yes, the mood is definitely upbeat here at CP Joshi's residence. Remember, CP Joshi and Gajendra Singh Shekhawat are the backroom boys. They're not fighting this election, but they are the ones who actually strung a very difficult election together, brought all those, different leaders on board and got them to cohesively fight this election. Of course, the High Command plays its role, but on the ground, to get your different leaders with, who are, sort of satraps in their own right, to get them to fight this election cohesively together was a big challenge. And somewhere CP Joshi's mild manners, his mild personality, and Gajendra Singh Shekhawat's organizational skills definitely helped. So the mood is definitely upbeat here at the BJP headquarters. I've tried to meet some of the Congress leaders, but as of now, they're not surfacing. Doors are closed, and let's see, we will definitely speak to them as the day progresses.
And Harsha, NDTV is the go-to channel there. I can see the screen right behind you. So elections mean NDTV. And that's the reason why, because the numbers are very, very carefully being put out on the screen just for our viewers. Vishnu, it's important to specify that. And people are turning to NDTV because, Harsha, you can see that also behind Harsha. Harsha, but a quick word on Baba Balaknath. An important constituency. He's seen as Yogi Adityanath of Rajasthan. But is he leading or is he trailing? In fact,
well, that was one seat that everybody is looking out for because, remember in the opinion polls, his name definitely showed up as a CM likely, as the likelihood or a CM success for what people feel about him. So definitely, Baba Balaknath had, record polling also. It went well above 80. Now, he has a challenge from an independent there, but we are given to understand that he is leading and he's likely to pull it through also. So, Baba Balaknath definitely face to watch out for, and in this entire caste arithmetic, perhaps Baba Balaknath could well be the answer to what the BJP is looking at to beat the pulls and tensions of caste politics in Rajasthan.
All right, Harsha, thanks very much for being with us. We'll come back to you in a little while. I wanted to turn our attention to Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, but I also wanted to, before we go across to these graphics, I just wanted to quickly go across to Aarti and look at one of the important issues. The ST vote, in just a little while, the ST vote is obviously going to be a key factor in these elections. And just before this all happened, in the state of Jharkhand, the Prime Minister on the 15th of November announced a 24,000 crore scheme, the particularly vulnerable tribal groups mission, Now, in terms of what happened last time around, there was this huge push which took place in Madhya Pradesh. In ST seats, the BJP lost 15 seats, the Congress gained 15. So how is this BJP scheme a key attempt at trying to reverse that or fix that?
So, you're absolutely right about the ST vote, particularly in the Bastar area of, in the Bastar area of Chhattisgarh and in Madhya Pradesh, both these states. The BJP has been making a fairly concerted push over the last couple of years in both these states to woo the tribals. The Congress, on the other hand, whatever they had gained 5 years ago amongst the tribals, somehow the Congress has not been able to really consolidate and build on that. And, what the reports we were getting from the ground was that the BJP is actually gaining in the tribal areas of both these states. And, that could be one of the reasons why exit polls have put the BJP ahead, particularly in Madhya Pradesh and in Chhattisgarh, to give the Congress a good fight.
Right.
Chhattisgarh was supposed to be a walkover for the Congress, but suddenly you found that the BJP is actually, challenging the Congress
it's quite
and putting
clear
up a good
in terms
fight.
of what we've seen so far also that, there is the BJP is not doing all that badly at all in that region. I just wanted to introduce two of our guests, Adil Singh Boparai with us at this stage. And we'll just come across to you, Adil, in just a moment from now. But I wanted to go across and take a look at what the overall sense, what Aarti was talking about in Chhattisgarh was. So the Congress is down 13 in Chhattisgarh at this region. The BJP is up 20. Again, early days, all of that. But it is interesting because for those who felt that at no stage would Chhattisgarh be a fight as far as the BJP was concerned, no, it is very much a fight, at least in this segment of voters. 39 or 42 in central seats. These are trends, of course, in central. This is north right now. BJP at 16, the Congress at 16. But the significant number over here is the BJP up 11, the Congress down 8. And finally, let's take a look at southern Chhattisgarh. The BJP up 5, the Congress at 10, difference between the two. Remember, the Congress had done very well in the last elections, but it is down 5 at this stage. Let me just quickly go across to Adil Singh Boparai for a quick comment on what we are seeing in Chhattisgarh. Are you disappointed, number one? Number two, Bhupesh Baghel, Adil was actually not doing well. He was trailing some time back. So how exactly is the Congress party seeing what are very clearly early stages?
Well, Vishnu, our indications are that the Congress is leading on 53 seats and the BJP is leading on 33 seats when it comes to Chhattisgarh. So perhaps there may be a discrepancy in the updation of your data. Having said this, the BJP's machinations have failed. Let's not forget that the BJP sent their frontal asset, the ED, days before the elections, and the results are to the contrary. So therefore, we are very, very hopeful and confident. Let me underline this expression. We are confident of returning to power with over 60 seats in Chhattisgarh. Point number one. Point number two, even in Telangana, you see a complete collapse of the corrupt BRS government. In fact, the incumbent chief minister is trailing from his own seat. So therefore, even Telangana, I think the initial indications, the trends are very, very comprehensive. Now, returning to Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, I do feel that it's a neck-to-neck fight as of now, as per the data which is coming out. But we'll get a clearer picture by about 11:30 because it's literally it's the same number of leads in both these states for each of the parties.
Harish Khurana of the BJP, thanks for your patience, Harish. My question certainly would be on the numbers that are coming from Madhya Pradesh, really, really promising for the BJP, but also even Rajasthan looks pretty good in terms of the two cow belt or Hindi belt areas, if these numbers actually hold and they stabilize.
See, if you see the numbers, we are pretty confident about Chhattisgarh also. If you see in 1 hour time, you will see a reversal in Chhattisgarh also, and we believe the mood of BJP Karyakartas are upbeat, and we are pretty confident that we are going to win all 3 states. Apart from Telangana, we will be doing very well, and you will see in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and in Chhattisgarh, BJP is going to form the government, which indicates Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan in your data, in your things. BJP and in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh are coming in. But yes,
but
as far as
Badrinath,
BJP is concerned, we
were
are
to look
confident
at the
about
gap
Chhattisgarh also.
in Madhya Pradesh in particular, it's a gap of 26 seats between the Congress and the BJP. So it's certainly not that swing of just, vote share gap of just 1 to 2%. It could be bigger than that.
See, if you see in Madhya Pradesh, everybody was saying that BJP is coming into power. And we also believe that because we have done a lot of work. And believe me, Madhya Pradesh will be a new Gujarat now. That the Congress will not be able to make inroads in Madhya Pradesh. That is, we are pretty sure about that. Trust me, Madhya Pradesh will be a new Gujarat.
Okay, Badrinath, please take that question. A gap of now 24 seats between the two sides.
Yeah, I think, Maria, this gap which we are seeing now, maybe become lesser or maybe become closer also. It is very clear that BJP is leading, but it is still, I think we should wait for the EVS counting. And if this happen, if this kind of result comes, and BJP goes or makes the government in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, it means they have still very strong influence in Hindi mind of the Hindi party. Hindi is not right word, Hindi party, because the largest state among these five, largest population contains by these two states. On the other hand, Congress is going to take Chhattisgarh and the Telangana, which may be the symbolic representation of the South, and also a small part of the Hindi heartland. So I think it's still the same narrative that BJP is still influential in the Hindi party, and that may change the map of the elections in the.
Okay, Badri Narayanji, we'll come back to you a little later on this program. I just wanted to quickly go across to my colleague Manish Kumar, who's been tracking developments in Chhattisgarh. Manish, give us an idea of what's happening around you. The BJP is clearly giving a fight. Yes, early days. Is that unexpected for the Congress?
No, it was much, it's on the expected line, Vishnu, but I would like to show you some footage here, some live shots from here. There are some RJD workers who have come from all the way from Bihar, who are distributing sweets, and there are some local Chhattisgarh Congress workers also. They are, hopeful that even though they won't be able to retain the last time seats, number of seats, they have got even fish also, which is considered very auspicious, and but they will be able to form the government eventually. Once again, I would like to give a disclaimer that it's too early. The trends by 10:30, 11 will stabilize, and by that time you will be able to conclude that which way the wind is blowing. But as of now, based on the postal ballot and the early trends from not almost all the consensus, Congress is hoping that they will be able to retain the government, if not all the seats which they won last time. Vishnu.
Manish, thanks very much. We're going to quickly go across to Sunil Prabhu. He's at the Congress headquarters. Sunil, early days at this moment, but what exactly are some of the Congress leaders saying? Go ahead.
Well, it's initial days, but the bands have started here. The celebrations continue. This is really Rahul Gandhi's as well as Priyanka Gandhi's, they call themselves the Sena, somebody who's been spearheading it. क्या अभी तक तो मध्य प्रदेश नहीं आ रहा है आपका?
देखिए, एग्जिट पोल और रुझान ये सरकार की देन है और परिणाम राहुल गांधी के फेवर में आएगा. थोड़ा समय का इंतजार करना पड़ेगा. पांचों राज्य है, किसान जीतेगा, जवान जीतेगा, महिला जीतेगी, ऑटो वाला ड्राइवर जीतेगा, ट्रक का ड्राइवर जीतेगा, पुलिस जीतेगा, हिंदुस्तान जीतेगा, क्योंकि राहुल गांधी पर भरोसा कर रहे हैं. जनता के बीच में राहुल गांधी हैं, राम के प्यारे राहुल गांधी हैं, हनुमान के दुलारे राहुल गांधी हैं, सच्चाई के साथ राहुल गांधी है. मैं समझ सकता हूँ आज लंका दहन होगा और 2024 में रावण दहन कर दशहरा और दिवाली मनाई जाएगी.
खड़गे साहब भी काम किया, खाली राहुल गांधी ने
नहीं. खड़गे तो हमारे नेता हैं, पर राहुल गांधी भी हमारे लीडर हैं. राहुल गांधी जो मेहनत करें, भारत जोड़ो यात्रा, खड़गे भी साथ थे, प्रियंका जी भी साथ थी, हम भी साथ थे, हम सब इकट्ठे हैं, पर नेता हमारा देश का प्रधानमंत्री राहुल गांधी होगा.
कुछ लोग कहेगा कि आपने बैंक शुरू कर दिया, अभी तक तो मध्य प्रदेश नहीं आया, खाली ये इनिशियल ट्रेंड है, खाली तेलंगाना और ये.
मैं कह तो रहा हूँ, विद्यार्थी हैं, परिणाम पेपर अच्छे दिए, परिणाम भी अच्छे आएंगे। आईएएस बनेंगे, आईपीएस बनेंगे, दानिश नहीं बनेंगे। कांग्रेस का परचम लहराएगा। 5 राज्य में जब परिणाम आएंगे तो राहुल का झंडा फहराएगा।
So here you have it, Vishnu. The celebrations have started here. I don't know whether this is overconfidence, but as you are well aware, these are initial phases, and we'll have to wait and watch and see how things play out. But definitely the mood being extremely upbeat here at the Congress headquarters.
Rare visuals coming in from the Congress, but you know, we have seen that more and
Did
more.
you see the fish in Raipur, was it? With Manish, some JDU workers landed up over there
RJD workers.
with RJD workers with fish. Yeah.
Fish is good news, Geeta, but fish
Right.
is क्या बोलते हैं, शुभ होता है.
Yes, definitely.
That was
and
one
especially
big
in Northeast.
fish, I can tell you that.
And
Very
especially-
cool the way that poor big fish was put into a narrow bucket.
I just wanted to quickly go across to Shankar Iyer as well, and then go across to Geeta ji in a moment. Shankar Iyer, I mean, if you take a look at Madhya Pradesh, and this is a statistic from last time around which is interesting. In 2018, 33 seats were won by a wafer-thin majority, right? Less than 2%. If you consider that majorities up to 5% are close, are marginal, then almost a third of victories in 2018 were in that category. Therefore, the question is, how would seats with small majorities or wafer-thin margins actually potentially define these elections in MP? I think you're just unmute yourself, Shankar. I think we want to hear you. We don't want you to be silent. Go ahead, Shankar Iyer. We'll come to you. We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying is that the campaign has been very intensive. You would have seen that on the ground, those who reported on it. For both the parties, it's a kind of existential thing. The BJP wants a succession plan to be in place there. The Congress is fighting for revival. So it's natural for the trends to be close. The way I look at this election, the interesting facet could be in Madhya Pradesh. One should look at what is happening in the Sindhya belt. How many of the seats that he had won last time are coming back? How many of the seats that are being influenced by the contest of national BJP leaders? In Rajasthan, I'm looking at what is happening in the eastern belt and the 3Ms, basically Marwar and the aspect. In Telangana, what is happening in the northern side. And in all the states, the interesting thing would be to look at how the Dalit and tribal votes are moving, particularly the tribal.
Yes, that shift that you're talking about, the tribal votes, if we were to look at Bundelkhand in particular, what had happened in 2018, Shankar and Geeta, but also Wayne on this particularly, we had seen a vote percentage gap between the BJP and the Congress roughly around 5%, Vishnu. And the seat conversion was the BJP managed to win 20 and the Congress had won 10. Right now, Bundelkhand appears to be going the BJP way. Similarly, in Chambal, it's 41.3. That is what the Congress had got last time around. A huge gap of almost like 7 to 6% between the Congress and the BJP. They had won 24 seats in 2018. But now, that region of Chambal is not bringing good news for the Congress party. So, Geeta, if we were to look at that influence, we have been talking about the Sindhya factor in Gwalior-Chambal belt. If this number actually holds, like Chambal, there is a gain of good 9 seats for the BJP now, and the Congress down by 8, that means Sindhya is a factor.
Well, yes, definitely, Mr. Sindhya, he in this area, he had his political presence earlier also when he was with Congress, and once he moved to BJP, we saw that a large number, of the MLAs who moved with him, they again recontested, and most of them, they again won the seat.
Yes, in the bypolls, yes.
So, in the bypolls. Yes. Now, if we look at the overall picture, which Vishnuji was also mentioning in terms of, especially if we look at Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh together,
And we were talking about Jyotiraditya Scindia. In fact, he's speaking. Let's listen in, and I'll come back to you, Geeta Bhatt.
शाबाशी की बैनर्स पोस्टर्स लगवा रहे थे और मैंने सदैव कहा था कि नतीजे का इंतजार करो। तो मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि जनता का आशीर्वाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ रहेगा और समूचे मध्य प्रदेश की जनता को मैं नमन करता हूं और अभी रुझान आ रहे हैं, अंतिम नतीजे तक हम लोग इंतजार करें, पर मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बहुमत नहीं लेकिन पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ बनेगी। अब मैंने आपको सदैव कहा मैं ज्योतिष नहीं हूँ, तो मैंने कहा है बहुमत नहीं संपूर्ण बहुमत के साथ सरकार।
क्या कारण मानते हैं जनता का इतना समर्थन मिला है, क्या वजह है?
मैंने यही कहा कि हमारी डबल इंजन की सरकार, प्रधानमंत्री जी का नेतृत्व, प्रदेश में हमारी जन कल्याणकारी योजनाएं, इन सभी के आधार पर हमारा जनता के साथ एक व्यक्तिगत और हृदय का संबंध, सुशासन की सरकार, यही कारण है। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि
दिग्विजय सिंह 2 दिन से आपको अटैक कर रहे हैं। कल भी उन्होंने कहा कि हमारे पास सिंधिया जैसे नहीं है, हमारी कांग्रेस नहीं टूटेगी, हॉस्पिटल नहीं होगी।
उनके हर एक बद्दुआ का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और दिग्विजय सिंह जी को मैं अपने तरफ से, अपने दिल की गहराइयों से मैं उनको शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं। ठीक है,
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
9:36. And the trend that is coming in, particularly from Madhya Pradesh, as you heard from the Civil Aviation Minister, and an important figure, particularly in that Chambal Gwalior belt, he's saying that he's not a Jyotish, but he's Jyotir, as is his name. So he'll wait for the results. But Congress at 100, initial trends, of course. This is after the first round. Let's be clear, there's 12 more rounds to go. BJP at 124. Geeta Bhatt, please continue with your point.
While listening to Mr. Scindia, I was reminded of, since he was talking about how the Congress leaders, they have been making some nasty comments on him, how Priyanka Vadra had, just at the time before the campaigning was closing, how she had made some very bitter remarks on him and personal remarks on him. And how it has played with the people of that area, of the Chambal area, that we will see once the results are announced. I was talking about the comparison between Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, considering that, anti-incumbency is something by default that plays its role. And in Madhya Pradesh, it is almost, 1.5 decades of rule of BJP. And in comparison, vis-a-vis, if we look at Chhattisgarh, under Mr. Bhupesh Baghel for the last 5 years. But if you look at the comparison between the trends, in Chhattisgarh, we can see that BJP is doing pretty well for, in comparison to when the campaign had started and how the Bharatiya Janata Party was projected as that they won't be able to gain much strength over there. And vis-a-vis, if we look at Madhya Pradesh, there, even after, 1.5 decades of rule, at present, it is still showing that there is a fight. Congress is giving a fight, but it is not that they have been able to, gain any kind of an edge. So, definitely that shows that the large number of welfare policies in Madhya Pradesh, especially women-related, they have had a very positive impact, and also that a large number of leaders in Madhya Pradesh who are who a member of parliament, 3 union cabinet ministers, they are contesting. So that also, that ripple effect when leaders like these are being contested, being fielded in MLA seats, that also has a ripple effect over the seat that has been allotted in the nearby areas also.
All right, I just wanted to, Geeta ji, go across to Amitabh for a quick moment. We were looking at various parts of Madhya Pradesh. We looked at Bundelkhand and Chambal. I just wanted to bring up that graphic on the Malwa region, and just let's take a look at what that situation presently is. The Malwa region is absolutely critical because the large number of seats are from this area, 88 seats in the Malwa region. Last time around in 2018, the vote share between the BJP and the Congress was less than 1%. The Congress had 45, the BJP 40. At this stage, it's 49-37. Again, lots of riders, we keep saying that. So, Amitabh, if you look at these numbers, how would you actually analyze this? Malwa defines usually who wins Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, so whoever wins Malwa wins MP. So Malwa Nimad, this is Malwa Nimad. Nimad 28 seats, ST belt. So which means that the Congress had won 20 out of 28 seats, which means that the tribal outreach
which we were referring to may potentially have had
and
an
the free
impact.
ration distribution increase of 5 years again, and the Ladli Behna scheme seem to be working in the Nimad region. Now the Malwa is hotbed of agriculture crisis. Last time the Mandsaur firing incident happened in this place, which also means that the PM Kisan Nidhi and the promises of the farm loan waiver of Congress party amongst the voters may not be working, because in Malwa BJP seems to be gaining. And in Mahakoshal it is losing. It's Kamal Nath's area. Congress party is trailing in Mahakoshal.
Are they?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
that's right.
And
no, they're up at the moment. This is the latest.
But they are.
But they're down 3.
They are down 3. It is his
BJP
area.
up 4.
His area, and Chambal, because of the Scindia factor, Congress party is gaining, and sorry, the BJP is gaining.
Yes, but talking specifically about Malwa, but because that's a substantive ST and ST vote there, the tribal and the Dalit vote. Come in on this, Badri Narayan. Let's talk about it. What is it that the BJP may have done right if they were to win this Malwa region?
I think Maria, not only Maria region, entire this Chambal and the Bhind, the SC votes are very important, and in Malwa ST specifically. So why this shift is happening? No, BSP had a strong hold in this region, and BSP is declining. It's nowhere, I think, in this election, a result which has yet come. So I think the two things is very important. One is this Garib Kalyan Yojana played very important role in attracting Dalits towards BJP. Secondly, recently the announcement and the founding pillar stone of the Ravidas temple in Sagar, led by the Prime Minister Modi, that attracted a lot to Dalit voters, and they are saying that something is going on for their identity. So the identity and development at the both level, BJP is trying to move Dalit voters, SC voters, and because of
Badri Narayan, in the context of Labhartis,
we see
that would be fair to say that it's largely the Labhartis that we are looking at.
Labharti and the identity of making the statue of the Ravidas temple in Sagar, that matters a lot for Dalit and marginal communities.
I actually wanted to focus a little bit, sir, and I'm going to go up to the screen now on the ST sort of situation, because this is very, very important in the context of Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Why is it important? Because we've been discussing this, and it's worth discussing once again. The Prime Minister on the 15th of November announced a massive 24,000 crore scheme. He announced it in Jharkhand, but the impact quite clearly meant for both Chhattisgarh and for Madhya Pradesh, where the tribal vote so very important. This is for the particularly vulnerable tribal groups mission. That is what it is called. And so if we look at ST seats in Madhya Pradesh so far, there are leads in for 45 or 47. The BJP is up at 2. The Congress is down 2 again. Fairly narrow at this stage. But I think the question I wanted to ask RP Singh at this stage is that what the BJP has really been targeting in Chhattisgarh and in Madhya Pradesh? That for you to make inroads in both states, you have to get the arithmetic right as far as reaching out to the ST category. Is that what you believe may be happening?
Well, it's not only arithmetic, it's chemistry also. Both put together works and wrapped with our cultural ideology also, which works together. Fact is that the schemes of the Prime Minister, which is the Garib Kalyan schemes, which has worked tremendously in all 3 states. Even in Chhattisgarh, although we are trailing as per you, but we are somewhere around 36, 37 seats, which is almost more than double the last time number. So just wait for another 2 hours. I'm very hopeful that we'll cross the midway mark in Chhattisgarh also.
Vishnu,
but yes,
you made that point, and it's very interesting, and I'll take that question also to RP Singh about Prime Minister campaigning in Jharkhand, but the impact being felt there.
Felt in 2 states potentially. Huge.
Right? Similarly, he was in some other place, and the impact is being felt in Rajasthan also.
In fact, we should pull up the Chhattisgarh. If we can pull up the Chhattisgarh graphic on STs, but carry on, Maria, with your point.
So the point again about Rajasthan, we saw that Prime Minister was in Mathura, and the impact is being felt in Rajasthan. What exactly is happening? So ये जो कहीं पे इशारे, कहीं पे निशाने जो चल रहे हैं, RP Singh, it's not without a reason that the Prime Minister visits a place on the last day or on the day of the campaigning. On the day the campaigning ends and a day before the polling.
मारिया अगर किन्हीं पुण्य आत्माओं की पुण्यतिथि की तारीख हो तो उसको तो बदल नहीं सकते. And these are much programs which are pre-decided much in advance. Even before the election commission decides the dates of their polling and detailing of the election commission.
Sure.
But fact is that yes, Prime Minister went to Mathura and then for Mirabai and in Jharkhand also. Obviously, his message there has some effect on the states also.
Okay, RP Singh, hold that thought. I just wanted to go across to Aarti for a moment. Aarti, we were looking at the ST seats. Let's bring up the ST seats in Chhattisgarh as well. We were talking about how the scheme of the center of the BJP, which was announced in Jharkhand, might have an impact. Maria making the point that let's see what happens in Chhattisgarh. Look at the impact it is potentially having in Chhattisgarh. The Congress down 10 in a state where the number of reserve seats for Chhattisgarh for ST is extremely high in Chhattisgarh. In the ST category, down 10 is the Congress at 15 and the BJP is up 11. How would you look at this?
And Vishnu, just to add to the point that you're making, because the gain that is coming from the BJP is coming from the area close to Jharkhand.
Right, it is. But I suspect it would be all across the state with something as large as this.
North and
South. Aarti, go ahead.
No, so I don't think it's just the announcement that the PM made. I'm sure the PM's announcement did have an impact, but it's not just that. There has been sustained outreach by the BJP and RSS amongst tribals over the last 5 years, especially after what happened in 2018, and they saw the tribal vote shift so decisively towards the Congress. There has been sustained outreach. It's been silent, quiet, but they have been working. And the Congress, on the other hand, somehow, it doesn't seem to have that ability for micromanagement of
complacent in what
groups.
was their core voter base in Chhattisgarh.
Yes, absolutely.
The ST community huge in terms of numbers, in terms of seats in that state.
But they don't seem to have that capacity for work on the ground that the BJP and RSS display. And which is why this election has turned out to be so fascinating, because it was supposed to be, a walkover in Chhattisgarh for the Congress, a walkover for the Congress.
And it's anything but that. There is no walkover.
But it's anything but that. What the final results will be, I don't know. But it is turning into a contest. And I, really would say that it is a huge commentary on the BJP's network, organizational skills,
and election
management,
winning machine they are called.
And election
because the last mile push that we have seen.
But the Congress somehow doesn't seem to have
Maria,
that.
The point that Aarti mentions, I think, is really interesting. She says it's not just the scheme announced in Jharkhand, which could be resulting in the ST vote changing. It is because the Congress has perhaps taken for granted that
that they will be coming back.
And the BJP has worked at it. You had a point to make.
So Congress had swept 25 out of 29 last time.
That's right.
Religious conversion is a big issue. Religious conversion is a big issue in these districts, which the BJP has been raising for the past 5 years. Pretty effective.
Could we just also take a look at ST seats in Madhya Pradesh as well?
Has been quite deep in the tribal areas.
What we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at ST seats in Madhya Pradesh, just to get this point out of the way before we move on, and then compare it with Chhattisgarh. So let's take a look at Madhya Pradesh and whether this is something which we can call a trend at this stage. It is 11:15, so I suspect that at sometime now, 9:45, and I suspect in a short while from now we can start looking at a few things which might be becoming trends. So the BJP gaining in ST areas, the Congress losing in ST areas. However, the gap between the two is still significant. The Congress ahead in Madhya Pradesh in this particular category, though they're down from last time. But if you take a look at Chhattisgarh, and this is what would be worrying the Congress a great deal, the gap in ST seats, and as Maria made the point, in both the north and the south of the states, very significant in favor of the BJP.
Yes, and to add to what you're saying, Vishnu, you know, this is the party which emphasizes on its organization.
Yes.
You know,
Very
they have...
so. That's at the heart of the BJP
That is
and
the heart of the new BJP
Yes.
that we keep talking about. The Modi-Shah BJP from 2014 onwards has been emphasizing on organizational strength. Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, in all these three elections, BJP did not go with a face. They went with, you know, the combined leadership or collective leadership we keep talking about. But the face was the overarching image of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The messaging was that when it is about Birsa Munda, the larger image, the tribal icon in the state of Jharkhand, he understands that the tribals also of other states relate to him, see him as an icon, and if he appeals to Birsa Munda, makes that announcement on the day of Birsa Munda, you know, birth anniversary, it will have an impact.
Sure.
So, you know, when we look at this planning, yes, it's not without a reason that he travelled to Mathura. Yes, it's not without a reason that he chose a particular day to travel to Ranchi. But it is also about that party which is thinking ahead of time, and that's what is reflecting.
Okay, well, we're going to actually go across from our Aarti in the studio to the Aarti, NDTV's Aarti, though Aarti Jairath is pretty much NDTV at this stage as well. The other Aarti in the NDTV newsroom, in the NDTV war room. We've got a newsroom and a war room. The war room is where all the data crunching is taking place. We've got numbers coming in all the time. I think, Aarti, what our viewers would actually like to know is, how are we getting this data and how are we getting it so fast?
Absolutely, Vishnu. Let's take our viewers through the war room that NDTV has set up. Now, all the information is coming here and we're taking our viewers through how the data is collected. In fact, Parmindu will be the best person to actually take us through how the data is collected and what happened. So, what's happened so far, sir? And also take us through how the data is collected. How do you ensure that there's no margin of error?
Yeah, we have our own reporters network, and we have partnered with the agency who is which is providing to a live data. So almost we have got the trains on every seats. You can see that right now. It means in Madhya Pradesh we have leads on 227 seats. So we are getting trains and we are getting live analysis. Means you can analyze the region wise which party is leading and what is the swing. Means what the change they have over to previous elections. Like in Bundelkhand, the BJP is leading on 26 seats, and they are from last elections they are gaining 7 seats. So one crucial reason was, like, if we analyze the Chambal was a crucial election, and Congress did very well in Chambal region. Congress got more than 25 seats last time, but right now Congress is getting 15 seats. So Congress is in loss of 9 seats. So these are the regions you can analyze. So we have live trends on all seats, and we have developed our analytical tools which we can you can see the data analysis live on the screen.
Right, absolutely. So that's how the data is collected. It's analyzed, and they ensure that they double check and triple check before we get the data then that is being displayed on our screens, Vishnu.